Roadster Shop's known primarily for high quality, high-end, high-performance chassis. You know, we really got our start, made a name for ourselves from building some award-winning, over-the-top vehicles, and we still do that today, and we still focus very heavily on that.
The chassis shop is really the backbone of the business here at the Roadster Shop, and you know, just going off the 2023 Barrett-Jackson Cup, I think 5 of the top 6 cars were on Roadster Shop chassis, and Troy from BBT, who won with his Firebird, that was on a custom Roadster Shop chassis. The rest of the components, being able to do the design, engineering, laser cutting, 3D printing, machining, do all that in-house, I think gives us another leg up on being able to take things to, you know, another level that isn't really capable in most hot rod shops.
All right, we gotta pick a truck, huh?
A few to choose from.
Yeah, that one's pretty much like too far gone, I'd say.
That's a parts vehicle.
The Big Ten's too nice. That deserves to be a survivor.
Yeah, you gotta keep the paint on that one. This looks like something that Jesse Greening drives daily out in Alabama.
That does. It's like Jesse and Jeff. Are they here? Where are they? They must be here. That's
I think that leaves our copper truck here.
That's the cleanest one.
I guess it's probably the best of the bunch here to start with. Good, solid, original truck. No one else has had their hands in it or fixed or repaired anything on it, so be the best starting point.
We got in it. It's a V8.
Oh,
Yeah.
six-banger.
Six-banger. It's clean though.
I guess this is it. Let's get started and turn this into something.
Oh yeah, it's the winner right here. Yep, winner. So the car that we're bringing to the Barrett-Jackson Cup 2024 is one of our Legend Series 76 K10 4x4 truck.
Me and my brother both grew up with square body trucks. We had a couple of Suburbans in the family when we were growing up. Dad had a couple of old plow trucks that were all square body Chevys. Just if you draw a pickup truck, I mean, it just looks like a square body Chevy. It's the iconic American pickup truck. This truck is going to start with a real original Survivor truck that we found and located. They're, you know, best to start with a truck in that condition that hasn't been worked on or had a bunch of other hands in, so you're not fixing other mistakes. We'll get it media blasted, take it down to bare metal. At the same time, chassis department will be building one of our Legend Series chassis for it. That'll get powder coated. We'll install the GM LT1 engine, an 8L90 transfer case, our exhaust system, do all the plumbing, all the cooling components installed. At that point, the body will be mated to the chassis, and then we'll start a lot of the fabrication on the body. We 3D scanned an entire cab, bed, fenders, so we have a complete model in SolidWorks of this truck. And we took a lot of the fabrication steps out by really engineering and designing almost every component in SolidWorks, which then transferred into being able to laser cut a lot of these components and have them press broke, put right on the truck, make sure everything fits, and just kind of do a complete dry run.
Every aspect of this truck is countless hours of engineering poured into it to make sure it does every single thing it needs to do perfectly.
The Roadster Shop is taking truck builds to the next level by bringing these vintage vehicles up to today's standards and beyond to maximize performance.
Yeah, this is the same chassis that's going to be going underneath the truck for the Barrett-Jackson 2024 Cup. And kind of the beauty of this package that makes it just so reliable, so drivable, and gives it great performance is the independent front suspension that has a differential, all factory GM components blended in with the Roadster Shop chassis. So this is push button on the fly, cruising down the street, click that into 4 high, slow it down, you want to take it off-road, 4 low, easy to use, super functional, and coupled with some Fox Performance Series shocks up front, factory disc brakes, it just really is just a pleasure to drive. Fortunately for the time frame, there's a ton of engineering, so we can move forward with everything on the chassis side and have a complete powder-coated, final assembled, running, driving, basically, chassis, while that truck's being torn down and starting to fix some rust holes and get it ready to be painted.
It gives a pretty good competitive advantage being able to pre-build a lot of the components. We know they're all going to go together. We've engineered it in CAD. We've built a couple of the trucks and kind of ironed out a lot of the issues that might pop up. So we've got a pretty proven package that speeds the build process along. We're going to show up with something completely outside the box. It's, the classic American pickup truck. I think it's something that everybody can relate to.
Troy's coming out there with a bare metal car that's going to be like super metal finished, and everybody's going to ooh and ah over it, and they should. So that's going to be a contender. Everything Paul builds is badass. So I'm sure he's going to bring the heat. Jesse and his old man, I don't know, man. Those dudes are getting old. I don't know that they'll make it across the finish line, to be honest with you.
I don't think the Dutch boys even stand a chance. I mean, they're trying to build their own chassis to put underneath the car. It's not going to get off to a good start that way.
Just spray bottles of salt water for Troy. That's it. We'll soak that thing down. It'll be rusting up in no time. We wouldn't be where we're at without being like wildly passionate about it. And I think that's also what drives like the desire to do it all, is not only the passion, but the challenge, like of doing it, of making it better, of making your product better.
Cars are everything in my life and my brother's life. A phenomenal passion and a way to make a living doing what you love.